Hey guys, it's coffee time. I'm using this cup again because I actually want to talk about these cups. Because people have pointed them out before. Ro came in with the giraffe one at one point, I think, and this is the zebra one, and I also have a leopard one and an elephant, and I think those are the four that I have. Um, but it's funny, these cups are so weird. When I got my hope chest when I was 16, which I always end up getting asked. So, the answer to the question, what is a hope chest, is it's a chest that girls are given when they're of age, that they can put things in that they intend on using when they start their life as an adult or when they get married. Originally, it was whenever you get married. People have been changing it depending on like what their life plans are. Like I didn't use any of the stuff in mine until I moved out on my own, and that was kind of my okay. Some people don't touch that stuff until they're married. Some people don't touch that stuff until they have a kid, and they just fill it up with like baby stuff. But yeah, hope chests are pretty cool. I made sure that mine was like rad. It's oh well, no, I'm not gonna clean it off. It's the one that I have my TV and my PlayStation on. It's gorgeous. It looks a lot like my mom's. I always loved my mom's. My mom is like a really dark wood, with mine has ships, but hers has like a war, etched is the wrong word, carved into it. And so when I was looking for mine, I was like, I really want one that's similar to yours. And she was like, okay. And so we looked for so long, and we finally walked into this really tiny Chinese store. And this dude had them, and I went so excited. And so I got mine. And so my mom's and mine match, and that's pretty sweet. Since I wanted, like, hers, like, my whole life. Finally got my own, and it had ships on it and stuff, and I love it. But so the very first thing that I put in my hope chest was these mugs. Because it was a gift from my mom. After we got the hope chest, she was like, okay, so here's your first thing to put in there that I bought. It's just something fun, and it reminded me of you, so here you go. And somehow these have turned into celebration mugs. Mostly. Obviously right now I'm not using it to celebrate, except that life is awesome, so we could say I'm celebrating life every day. But yeah, these have turned into, like, if we're going to have sparkling apple cider, because that's how we celebrate. We're so cool. If we're gonna have, like, sparkling apple cider or something, then, we all take one of these cups, and we give ourselves a pretty hefty amount of apple cider, and then we all toast and we drink, and they're just ridiculous cups that I love. They're just so awesome. I don't even know. But yeah, they sat in my hope chest for a while, and then I was like, I'm gonna use these because they're awesome. They're a little bit hard to hold though, because like if you look, like it curls in a bit, like really oddly. So like when you're trying to hold it, you're like, Good times. Good times. What else did I have in there? I had like a huge blanket, and I had a little like storage rack and stuff, like really bizarre things in there. I have a friend who she knows that one day she really wants to adopt a kid. And so her entire life, not her entire life, that makes no sense. Most of her adult life, she knits. She's been like knitting random little things for her future child, and she puts them in her hope chest, which is like to me a little bizarre, but at the same time it's like, dude, you're gonna be prepared. Like you were gonna have everything. So yeah, I don't know how to knit. I'd like to learn someday. I know how to crochet. Don't know how to knit. Cannot even pretend about that. My friend Sarah was gonna teach me how to knit because she like knits and puts stuff on Etsy like legit style. She was gonna teach me like the basics. Never happened. Well, to be fair, like, I never really followed up on it, but it was one of those things where I was like, yeah, someday, that's totally gonna happen, and then I moved here, so, oops. Uh, problem knitting? In my last video, I hate Charlie Sheen. I hate him. I hate that I can't say winning without it being a Charlie Sheen quote. I love the word win or winning. Like, I love saying those words, but now every time I say winning, somebody's like, Charlie Sheen joke. And I'm like, no, I'm just saying the word winning. It's unfair. It's unfair, internet. I am covering a wide range of topics today. Oh well. Tomorrow it's gonna be another Europe story, so I feel like I can go on a tangent today. I was showing, Ro came in last night and was like, okay, show me something on the internet that I do not know. She was like, I know what lolcats are now, so show me something else. And I was like, do you know what rage comics are? And she was like, no. So I was showing her some rage comics, but I realized, like, the second that I brought it up, I realized that it's not one of those things that you can just show somebody and have them be like, oh, I get every joke, it's so funny. Because rage comics have, like, such a specific language by this point. And I was trying to explain, I was like, no, yeah, like, they take the same faces and they reuse them over and over again, and each face has different connotations, and there are, like, specific jokes that get brought up over and over again, and she was like, oh, okay. And she was like, no, I mean, they're funny, like, they're cute. And I was like, oh, but they would be so much more funny if you knew, like, if you understood the language. Which is interesting. That, like, I don't know, because I spent a while after that going, why do I get all of these jokes? Like, what was the first rage comic that I read that made me go, wow, that's really funny, I should read more of these? Like, why didn't I instantly get confused and give up? I don't know. It's weird. Rage comics. I love rage comics, just as a side note. As a aside to this entire monologue. Yeah, rage comics are hilarious. And the funny thing is I had never really, like, trolled Reddit all that much. And then finally I was directed to the section on Reddit, and now that's, like, one of my instant bookmarks every day. Like, it's too good, it's too funny. Reddit's good times. It's good times. Yeah, it even, like communities, no matter what, on the internet will develop their own language, like, even, or just things that they expect out of it. Because, like, even on my show, like, even on this one that, like, not as many people watch, it's so funny because I can always tell if a commenter doesn't know, like, hasn't been watching my show. Because they'll say, like a one-liner that's like, clean your room, disgusting. And I'm like, dude, it's been like this. It has been like this forever. But I know that, like, somebody who watches me every day isn't going to take the time to say that, you know? Like, there are expectations that you get out of certain internet communities that you interact with a lot. Internet is interesting. The internet is weird. Because originally, for a long time, everybody was like, oh, the internet as a whole has its own language. So, you know, you have to understand that specific language. And now it's turned into, all of these separate communities have their own language. So even if you understand this section of the internet, you might not understand this entire other section of the internet. And then you go, oh god, brains. Weird. Weirdness. And I think that was the end of the tangent. Those things piled on top of each other really quickly for me. They led into one another, like a train. A happy train. Not a train that's in, like, an action flick and blows up, but, like, a train that actually got to its destination. I think we're at our destination now. More Moral of the story being, I love these cups. I think they're fantastic. And, I'll keep them forever, Mommy. Since I know she's watching. Because my parents watch my show all the time. Because they're sweet that way. Yeah. I guess I'll go to work. But I hope that you guys have a good day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay.